Alright, so today we have some CloseGrip. Trying to remember here. I think it's the same format. We have our top set, we have one set that's slightly backed off, and then 3 sets of 5. So sets of 3. We actually don't have it indicated what we did the last time. CloseGrip 1x3 at, we'll just put our RP here. We don't really have a range to go off of, and fill it in when we get there. Here we don't have calculated back offs, it's just straight weight apparently. So we'll maybe just try to one-up it. Three sets of 5. It'll be 225, 230. And this will be Larson. Go feet up, CloseGrip. That is everything. So looks like by the time we got to week 3 we did 297 for the top set, so maybe like 287. I think it's been a minute since we did like CloseGrip feet down. We've done like CloseGrip Larson fairly recently, but not CloseGrip. Need to do one more thing here.
The computer technology has been moving in a way that nothing else people have ever known.
Oops. Just pulling up the chat for the YouTube here. Make sure I have that. Perfect. We'll go ahead and get going here. I think I'm gonna be frogging some more of the new dungeon in about an hour, so we'll get a quick one in today. We'll get an extra warm up today with just 155. Next one, let's go straight up to 205. Be here. You know what? I need to post some Discord that. Alrighty. Apply for a bench workout. Nice quick one before we finish up tomorrow, or the dungeon from yesterday. I don't know if I'll stream it, because I think there was some frustration in the group that made it slightly awkward. But I think we're gonna come back today and it'll be no problem. There is definitely some things that we were doing wrong, that we were sort of just instructed to do wrong. So, you know, it's kind of hard to get it. We had some lucky attempts, obviously, but I think if you don't do it a very specific way, then sometimes you can get screwed over with like just the randomness of it. So I think that'll increase the success rate overall. Got that all figured out. Looking too bad. Not too shabby. Alright, 225 up next. Crazy, it's a 22nd already. Christmas in 3 days. All right. Up next will be 245. Nice Friday evening stream. I'm trying to decide. I pushed back the bench workout to today when it usually, it's on Thursday, so yesterday. I'm not sure if I want to go back to back with tomorrow's, or maybe I also push that one back to Sunday. Because I think I would be able to stream either Saturday or Sunday. I'll have to double check that. But I think the other exciting thing is too is we found somebody to acquire a Korean Throne and Liberty account, so I might be diving into that. Within the next couple of days. Just to test it out. I want to just see how it feels, man. I can't wait. I'm impatient. Yo, Banda. Good to have you in. Happy Friday. Also, I think I was having issues yesterday with the mic quality. Of course, I was upstairs, but if it sounds like worse than usual, just let me know. My niece might have flipped a knob on the like presets, so it might sound differently. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what preset it was set to prior. 265. It was either that or yesterday it was picking up my webcam mic. I'm not really quite sure what the issue was. See what it looks like. Too bad. Felt a little uneven, but that's okay. Man, what do we want to take? 270. We could do. I think originally I was thinking 287, but I think what I'll do instead is go 280. And then I think that would work. That's probably right where I had done it the previous time we ran this block. If I had to guess. I just forgot to mark it down the last time, so. Needed that. What am I doing? And we're trying to ease back into it after being sick. Especially. So that should just be the silver. So obviously I got sick, but at the end of my deload week, I was able to get in a bench session and then a squat and deadlift session to salvage like some, workload so that we wouldn't detrain, which is a little bit easier, obviously, on deload weeks because that is a relative decrease in workload and intensity anyways. But I guess it was just enough because yesterday's leg day, I was like shaking and I was like sore before I even finished. So definitely feeling it today, whereas I usually don't really get sore or like get the shakes like when I'm doing my set. Definitely feeling it today. Like my adductors, my hamstrings a little bit. Of course, we threw in some new things for this block that we haven't done in a little bit. Otherwise, it felt fairly strong. So that's always good. Alright, so 280 for 3 close grip. You did push today, felt weak. Yeah. Unfortunately, that is just kind of part of the process. Performance, you'll have, dips and valleys. And if we try to zoom in on one specific day, can be maybe a little demotivating or depressing. So it's better to track, and think a little bit more long term. But yeah, definitely some days that feel like that for sure. But it doesn't mean you're not making progress. Is the big thing. The worst thing you can do is beat yourself up over a single session. Definitely wish that was something I would have learned much sooner. That looked easier than it felt. Because I thought that I might have overshot the RP6 a little bit, but looking at it, it certainly doesn't look like an overshoot, so it's cool. It's kind of nice to get like a little bit of a average estimate in between like how I rated it internally, but also like me watching and me knowing like how much of like a grind a 10 RP is for me. So I can see that was still pretty speedy. Pretty smooth. So that was probably a good weight for today. So since we went a little lower, we'll stick to the lower range on the slight back off. 55, we did 280, and then I forgot to delete that from the last session. 255 and then 225 with the Larson close grip. Perfect. $225, so afterwards I'll need first pack off. Welcome in for a nice Friday early evening workout stream. Hope everybody's having a good Friday. Alright, first back off here. Should be pretty easy. And now we will have some feet up close grip at 225. Fortunately, getting sick kind of put a brakes on the really ramping up. But we'll just start this week off like slow, like we have been. Ease into it, and then hopefully we can just get back to the plan. That's the hope. We'll see if it holds up. Holds through. Alright, so we got 225 on the bar now. That's a 5. 3 sets of 5 here. Man, I really don't think that I want to do that new dungeon a second time this week on Lost Ark. I have the one character that is high enough eye level for it, but just I feel like, I don't know, Lost Ark was really fun, and I put in a lot of time, and I think that fun, like, it kept its like fun for me for quite some time, but now it's like slowly just not the same. Like, I just don't want to spend copious amount of time like doing a new dungeon the week of release, or just other stuff to do or other games to play. But of course, getting that first prog and that first clear in feels good. And just trying to do it multiple times in that first week. So those back offs are probably a little bit tougher than that first back off that we had. Two more sets. We were tired before we got started, but I knew I'd have to get back to that dungeon around 6:30 my time, so did not have a time for a nap. Being sick, like those last couple days, I just slept so much that it just totally threw me off, and I haven't really gotten back to normal yet on my sleep schedule. But I always end up waking up, roughly around the same time, so definitely a little less sleep quantity. Gotta make sure I'm awake enough to finish out the dungeon. Alright. One more bench set. else do we want to do besides the bench? We'll probably go until approximately like the new hour, so like 19 more minutes roughly. So whatever we can do in that time. I know on, let's see, what was it? I think it was Tuesday. I did the last bench workout stream. We did, I think we did it all. So we did bicep, tricep, and then some lateral raises. So maybe I'll do some dumbbell row, and I might try kickback just to slowly, like just to really isolate and pick an exercise or a movement where I'm getting that full elbow extension, because that seems to be when it's where it's most provocative. Is like, say I'm unracking the bench, my elbow is straight, that's when it's bothersome. Or at the very bottom of the bench press, which we've been sort of limiting a little bit by just pausing like right off the chest versus on the chest and letting it rest. All right. Gonna need an energy drink. Make sure I push this in. All right, so we got some rows now. We'll scoot this out. An unknown amount of weight, roughly. And it's like 25, 50, 60, 65 plus whatever the handle and the clips are. Probably close to 70. Seems to be like heavy enough as long as I go a medium to high rep range on it. And all right. Oh, hey. So let's see here. I think we'll just do straight sets. I was thinking about supersetting, but I think I like the idea of giving me some rest in between. Since this one actually a little bit surprising, maybe not so surprising, is like more provocative on the elbow than some other exercises. I also need to check my body weight because I was looking down and I'm like, my leg veins are like super popping in my well, in my quads, my legs obviously. So I was kind of thinking that I might be like way down on body weight, so I need to double check that. Might be another reason why things, aren't feeling as strong. So we'll have to see. It's been a while since I've seen the leg veins like that. It was like 30 pounds lighter. Or maybe we are just building some muscle and leaning up. All right. This damn thing. We'll move this out of the way. A good opportunity to make sure our music is still playing. All right. This might be too light. We're gonna see. I'm trying to figure out a good angle for this too. Maybe this is. This one doesn't feel bad on the elbow for some reason. we'll do either 2 or 3 total sets of the tricep exercise, and then we'll just wrap it up if anybody has any questions or anything of the sort. And then I'm not quite sure, like I said, if I'll stream our more like prog attempts on the dungeon we were working on yesterday. I anticipate it'll go a lot better than what it did last night, but we'll see. Nine and 10. Four, 6, 9, and 10. All right. I think that about covers it for the workout. If anybody has any questions or comments, drop them in the chat. Kind of just a chill Friday early evening workout, easing back into things. Nothing too crazy. Man, I like still feel congested from being sick. It's been like probably almost tomorrow. It'd be 2 weeks since like the first symptom that I had. It's just kind of crazy, especially since it like wasn't even COVID. I would have bet on it being COVID because that's how bad it kicked my ass, and I would be surprised if anything else like really put me down like that. But apparently, there's something else out there. Alright, so Tuesday we eased into it. Today we continued with that same pattern. Just a nice close grip 280 for 3. And then some back offs. Yesterday we eased into some squats and some RDLs. And then so like hopefully next week we can start to push the weights a little bit more. Get the intensity back up. But definitely feeling it from this week since we only got like 2 sessions in last week. So definitely a decrease in like overall frequency and of course like volume and all that jazz. So a little detraining to be expected. We're kind of hoping that we'll be able to pick up and like stick to the plan after this week's training specifically. And hopefully we can still hit some PRs come week 4. And if maybe I'm not feeling quite back to, you know, normal training, then next block when we start hitting some singles. Maybe we'll surprise. Maybe I will surprise myself. You guys will have to wait and see. Last time we hit 360 for one, and we probably could have hit 365. And I'm not just, saying that. I really do think, it was pretty speedy. It looked pretty clean. We just didn't have, I guess, the right spotter. And training, like the couple bench sessions before that didn't feel super great. So I definitely surprised myself. I could have went higher for sure. Alright, everybody. Have a good weekend and good holiday if I don't stream before then. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm streaming the dungeon run tonight. We'll have to see if we can get set up in time. If not, I have some other games I'm kind of planning on streaming, so we'll see. Peace. Have a good holiday and Merry Christmas.